Hello, and welcome to another edition of Tuesday Night Worlds, as narrated by myself from my perspective. So as usual, starts off pretty tame. Got a large contingency of road crew people, some imposteria, cool beans, and then our fearsome foursome of 4 in Maplewood. So, different makeup. Some people chose not to race, they just got done with Tulsa. I just finished some multi-sport. Knew I needed a longer ride. And here we go. And hey, if anyone ever wants to come sit next to me and provide commentary, you are more than welcome. And in any case, hopefully for anyone watching, whether they were in the race or not, that seeing this can help provide some improvement or type of training exercise. Saw an early opportunity here. I was sitting down, had the speed differential, and just decided to go. Thought that a seated attack might not draw as much attention, but as you can see in the rear camera, that did not really happen for very long. Broke up the field a little bit, so decided to keep going, but not really the separation I was hoping for with the attack. Still gave it a bit of an effort, but now just a strung out field. Had a smart move counter right there. Teammate covered it. But brought back pretty quickly. Still just kind of a slightly strung out field. I knew I had a teammate up there, but larger group, and he was quite outnumbered. And I had a bit of separation, so knew they were slowing down and just kind of took it until caught on to the back. had slowed up a bit anyway. Now the peloton's all back together, just waiting for the next move to pop out. Little surges at the front, but nothing really getting away. Can see a bit strung out. Road crew has one person up the field right now. Kind of missed the attack, but saw it when I was here. So this made for a good effort, and I knew right then I had a teammate near the front. Frat had all a road crew, so now you have two teams in a breakaway with a large enough group to slow things down. So for now, the two of us just took turns pulling. The length and section kind of varied. Just working on getting as much separation as possible, but also controlling our effort to not blow up. Which, of course, passing the lap counter at that point and seeing that there's not even laps up yet, you know you're in for a long one. Even so, this is the point where you trust your teammates, and either you get caught and there's a counter, or you stay away, or someone bridges up. And of course, neither of us in this small break are trying to pop each other just yet, and could look back and see that there was some people coming up. I think the first one to catch on was Andy, which made me outnumbered, and I was quite happy that they didn't attack right off here. It was good timing that I was on the front and could control the pace enough for the other three to jump on. Which, looking back, seeing that white jersey, having teammate come up, was so refreshing. Means shorter pulls and some teamwork. So this makeup was 3 road crew guys, 2 Big Shark, 2 Maplewood. Again, back to just taking pulls. Now you have 3 teams represented in the break, all 3 with enough people in the main peloton to slow it down. Which I found out, heard after, that got split into 2 as well. Yeah, it was so nice not to take a full half lap or full lap pull, but short ones. And of course, I imagine everyone on the breakaway at this point is thinking, how close are we to lapping the field so we can sit up for a second? And of course, what I'm thinking right now during this race is, okay, can we get close enough? And if I'm on the front, then maybe Carter can jump across, or if he is, then I can jump across. And we're getting close to being able to see them. And this was a smart move. You can see attack on side. Working to get across. So just drill down, bring it back. I did look back, thought I had there might be a 2-man break off of the front of this one. But almost as soon as I caught on, it turned into counter. Which again, that's some smart bike racing. And it's not necessarily fun to be on the receiving end of good tactics. So we're back together-ish. Little counter. some separation from the full breakaway, but it gets all back together. And you can see again another attack or counter from the breakaway starting behind me. And then there's Frat off to the side. Fortunately, Carter, teammate, covered it. Maddox jumped on. They got a bit of separation, so Andy and I sat on Richard's wheel. You can't quite see it in the camera, but the peloton was within striking distance. So right here, this decision of, okay, do let slow us down, and Richard got popped at look on that massive pull. So it's just Andy and I. Better to catch on, make sure that my teammate has a teammate, and hopefully we can sit up and recover for a second. But alas, as you saw, Andy started an attack right away, so no breather, no rest, just go. You can see he's got a decent amount of separation. Recovery done and following. Of course, I knew that road crew was right on my wheel, so had to give a good enough effort and hopefully someone else would come around. Which paid off. Teammates on the front, and then Devin, who was in the peloton. Too bad he was alone, no teammates. Drills it right here to try and bring Andy back. Which works out quite well. Gave me enough time to start going. And if you look in the rear, the peloton is broken up and dropped, and it's really back to the breakaway that had lapped the field. So you got Andy off the front with road crew. I think Maddox is with us. Carter. So 2 Maplewood, 3 road crew, and 1 Big Shark Cheney Windows. This attack bridge attempt to the front from Carter really hurt after my pulling effort, and I thought about stopping, but hoped, okay, I can just dig and catch back on. And at first saw the gap growing and then saw it shrinking, and I guess somewhat fortunately they're playing games. In between this, Andy got caught and Frat went off the front, which is great strategy on road crew's part. Don't work, attack, counter. So I back to the front, and this seemed to happen the rest of the breakaway. I'd get to the front and pull, and then someone would counter that. Road crew and teammate would follow. I would get dropped. And then I would put my effort in to catch back on. And then rinse, repeat that process. So catch back on. And back to pulling. And counter. And catch back on. We're in the final 2 laps of the race. Carter had said something to me as far as what the plan was, and I figured with 2 laps to go I would just get on the front and do what I could to bring Frat back or as close as possible, slash keep the speed high so Carter could have a somewhat of a lead out. Bell lap. And last little dig after the downhill corner. Looked back, saw Carter in good position. Figured, here I am. This is 6th place for me. And Carter ended up in 3rd, so podium spot. But definitely a tough race, especially when you're on the receiving end of attacks and counters in an outnumbered breakaway. But that's racing, so road crew did an excellent job there. Fun times.